The documentary is called The Jungleers in Battle, the 41st Infantry Division of World War II. Many of Southern Oregon's young men went to fight with the 41st, including Benjamin Franklin Sparks. Sparks, now 93, lives in Phoenix and still remembers his service for our country. The 41st Infantry, born in the Northwest, trained in the jungles of Australia, and the toughest unit in the South Pacific.
Two regiments were from Oregon. The 186th and the 162nd were from Oregon. The 163rd, the other regiment, was mainly from Montana.
Ben Sparks was a platoon sergeant in the 186th, and he and his men saw the worst of the fighting on the island of Biak in Papua New Guinea.
And we expected to land there with just a small amount of defensive people, but it turned out that there were as many of them as there was of us. It created a pretty big problem for us.
The regiment fought to gain control of an airstrip, but even more problems lay in the caves on the edge of the island.
They had caves in these cliffs in the coral rock and natural caves. They were caves, but they could even get big guns in those anti-aircraft guns that they brought out and shot at us. Decided we better get the Japanese cleared out of those caves up there.
That fight to clear the caves, one of the scariest time for Sparks in all the war.
And my platoon was on the lead tank that day, and the bullets were raining off of those tanks, and the ricochets were coming from just every direction, and we just laid flat and waited it out.
Ben made it through that day on Biak and 3 years of the most intense fighting in the South Pacific before returning home to Southern Oregon.
I walked up the gate of Fort Lewis the day that they declared the war over, and went home, and my fiancée was waiting for me, and we got married in 3 days.
Over the years, more men of the 41st have fallen, but Ben is still going strong and ready to watch his division honored in this documentary.
Good history thing, if anybody wanted to get a lesson in history, I'm going to go and buy a ticket.
The documentary will air here in Medford this Saturday night, so you can join Ben at 5 o'clock at Central Medford High School. That's the old South Medford High School campus, and that's when the documentary will start if you want to see it. So that's this Saturday night at 5 o'clock. In studio, Joe Camerlingi, NBC5 News.